Welcome to Door-to-Door 101. In this course, we're going to cover the door approach, how you can effectively approach a customer and eventually get inside the home so you can make your presentation and hopefully close the sale. We're going to start with your appearance because it's very important. Unlike retail sales where customers will actually come into a store, you're approaching them at their home. And that's a little bit different than retail sales. When you're going to their home, you want to make sure that you look presentable and professional. Obviously, personal hygiene comes into play. You want to make sure that your hair is neat. If you have any tattoos, you want to make sure they're covered. Remove facial piercings. And obviously, you want to make sure that you're wearing deodorant and having breath mints. But besides that, you want to look professional. When that starts with your uniform, and that's a very important part of direct sales, your uniform. Your perception has to be professional because that's what the customer is going to look for. It adds credibility. You start with the shirt. Whether it be a polo shirt like this or a long sleeve shirt, it should have a company logo, the logo of the company that you're representing. From there, you want to make sure that you're wearing slacks, pants. My suggestion would be khakis, something solid, nothing plaid or wild or any kind of athletic apparel, but professional slacks. Make sure your shirt's tucked in with a belt. In addition to that, we want to make sure that we're wearing our lanyard with our ID badge, whether it be clipped on or around your neck. And make sure it's presentable with your picture so the customer can ID and see, okay, this is the person that's at the door. Again, it will add credibility. In addition to that, your shoes. You don't want to wear open-toed shoes. You want to make sure that they're comfortable but also professional. If possible, see if they can match your belt. Darker shoes are usually a little better to wear, whether they're black or they're brown. In the winter, probably boots would be a good item of choice. Specifically if you're in areas where there's a lot of snow or ice, make sure they're slip resistant. And then also hats, headwear. A lot of people will wear baseball hats, and that's great. A lot of companies will provide them. And if they do, that's the hat you want to wear, with their company logo and their insignia on it. You do not want to wear any kind of athletic apparel. A good example, if you're a Chicago Bears fan and you're wearing a Chicago Bears hat and you knock on the door, the person may be a Green Bay Packer fan. Now, it may build into some camaraderie where you can talk about your teams and so on and you can bond, but it can also have a negative overtone right from the start. So it's best to be safe. If you're going to wear any kind of a hat, make sure it's solid and matches your uniform or it's company provided. The next step is to be aware of your surroundings. When you're approaching a home, there's a lot of things and a lot of activity that can go on that you need to be conscious of, need to be aware of. For example, going up to a home and there's children playing outside, you want to be aware that there may be toys and so on. If they're in a gated area and you're walking through the gate, make sure you close it behind you so they can't come out of the yard. When you're driving around, look for signs, children at play, and so on. Be aware of your surroundings. If there's a dog, look for signs where it says beware of dog. When you're coming up to a home where you think there may be a dog, you see a sign or you're a little uncertain and they have a fenced area, don't shake and rattle the fence. If you do it lightly. But most homeowners don't appreciate that. My suggestion for the most part would be either clap your hands and whistle and see if the dog comes running. If it does, then you're aware of it. Hopefully the homeowner will come out as well. You can introduce yourself then. My suggestion, not go into a home area that's fenced in if there's a dog. Barking dogs can often bite, and that's not something that we need. In addition, they're usually there for an area to keep people out. So don't startle the customer. If the dog starts barking in their home, usually they're going to come out of the house. Next is courtesy in driving, as well as walking. When you're approaching a home, if you're in the vehicle, never park in the driveway. If there's an appointment they're expecting you, okay, it may be one thing. My suggestion, always park in the street. Pulling into somebody's driveway just isn't very professional in door-to-door sales. Usually you're going to park on the side of the street. If it's in the evening hours and it's dark, hopefully by a street lamp so it's visible, it's well lit. But my suggestion would be making sure that you stay off the street, not in the yard, not in the driveway. Don't block the yard, don't block the driveway, don't block a mailbox, and don't block a fire extinguisher. When you're walking through the yards or to a home, don't go through the yards also. Make sure you stick to the sidewalks. That's what they're there for. Walk along the sidewalks. Usually they'll lead you to the home. If there is no sidewalk up to the front door, then obviously you need to go through the yard. Or you can walk through the driveway to get there. But try to stick to the sidewalks. Walking through somebody's yard is never a good thing. Oftentimes they will come outside and it looks a little suspicious. Maybe they're a big fan of their lawn. Obviously they don't want anybody walking out, especially if they just seeded or so on. So stick to the sidewalks. It's going to be your best bet.